known Liam, for some time. Just what is it about him, as a coach, as a leader, that makes him just somebody who's equipped to kind of be in the role that he's in now?
Yeah, I think, from my past being around him and seeing his expertise, not just in the passing game, but on the offensive side of the ball, all 11, whether it's coaching up a center or a guard or a tight end, he really has a great understanding of the offense in its entirety. And then now it's been really, really impressive to watch him in the head coaching role, where you see him really, have that confidence, have that command in front of the room, not only of the offensive side of the ball, but when he's talking special teams, talking defense, and talking about, how we can be a complementary team and play together with great communication and that toughness. He's really brought it. He's brought it every single day, and he's got a great positive energy that I feel like the players have felt and have gravitated towards.
When you first, this opportunity first came up, what excited you the most? Was it coaching with Liam again? Was it maybe some of the players that were on the roster?
Yeah, I think a combination. The off season, the change every year is a new year in the league, and for us as a coaching staff, when things start to come together, and Liam's been great. He called me right away. We talked about some things, and the chance to join him and in his head coaching debut and try to provide any help that we can to him to get our team to be successful. I mean, that was a no-brainer opportunity to jump on it.
Absolutely. And then just touch on a couple of the guys. Brian Thomas Jr. obviously had a great rookie season. What have you've seen the tape now that you're out there on the field, seen him in person? What have you kind of learned about him?
Yeah, I think with him, he's a unique three-level receiver in my mind of different guys that have been around in the past, and it's hard to compare him to anybody because everyone's got their own unique skill sets. But from him, you see a powerful, guy that can really accelerate off the ball in his drive phase and his routes. But then he's also got that subtle wiggle and that kind of slipperiness where he can avoid reroutes, can play in short space as well. So when you have a bigger receiver that can operate on all three levels of the field, I feel like that's a good, unique player to have.
It's pretty rare, like the way he just can make breaks and some of his releases, like with his size and frame. That's pretty rare for a receiver.
100%. Right? Yeah, to have the ability to have vertical speed and really to truly threaten every DB in the league vertically, but also be able to double up and run underneath routes where you feel that like basketball ability in short space where he can play laterally as fast and explosive as he can play vertically. He's a fun player to be around.
How can adding Travis Hunter to the mix, how can that maybe help both of them just in terms of balancing each other out?
Yeah, I think Travis has a really similar ability in terms of different body types there. With Brian being a little bit bigger, but Travis having that basketball sense, that ability underneath, but then also having legit speed down the field. And so you have guys that can play where you're not just as an offense restricted to this player's only going to be the top shelf of the route concepts, or this player's only going to be the underneath guy. When you have guys that can mix and match, I think that does present a good challenge to the defense, so they can't lock in on one guy's only going to do maybe these 2 or 3 routes when everyone can do everything. Really expands the way you can attack a defense.
Absolutely. And last one for me, Coach, just with Trevor, obviously he's had a lot of years put on tape, but now that you've gotten to see him, kind of get to know him as a person, just what have been your impressions of him firsthand?
Yeah, I think calm, cool, and collected. When he's in that learning phase right now that we're all in as a new offense, I think his ability to process information, be able to take it in stride, have big plays, and then if something happens where it's not the perfect setup, learn from it and move right on to the next play without it impacting his demeanor and his ability to lead in the huddle. I think it's been an impressive thing to watch in a short period of time.
Absolutely.